Hello, everyone. This is Talk for Glory, episode 240. Yes, we are 240 episodes deep into Talk for Glory. We are, what's today? Today's Friday, so that means we are about, 5 hours away from Friday Night SmackDown. We are, I don't know how many hours off of Monday Night Raw, 48 hours moved off of AEW Wrestling. But more importantly, we are about maybe 15, 20 hours away from the largest, the most important, the only tournament that matters in wrestling, the G1. And as you guys know, where there's a podcast, where there's wrestling, especially where there's a tournament, there is Talk for Glory. So as you guys already know, introduction is always a must. I'm an NJPW, and as you all know, always know, when it comes to a tournament, I'm never doing this alone. I have a new face on the podcast. So welcome to Talk for Glory, pro wrestling fan Al.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be hanging out with you today. We're talking the G1 Climax, and honestly, it's one of wrestling's most prestigious tournaments around. So it's a really big honor just to talk about this tournament with you, man.
Um, uh, as you said, the G1 is the most prestigious tournament in all of wrestling. Can you let me know some of your favorite G1 moments, matches?
So some of my favorite G1 moments. Although I'll take heat for this, I'll gladly take heat. Um, Kota Ibushi going back to back
Ooh, that is a hot take.
during pandemic times because why the fuck not? um, Kenny Omega winning his G1 Climax tournament because he was basically the first Gaijin uh, that I've ever seen win a tournament, and you rarely ever see a Gaijin win a goddamn tournament. Um,
I'm
uh,
pretty sure that Kronos and Noah hasn't even
Konosuke
done that.
Takeshita, I think it was last.
I'm pretty sure that Kronos
Sorry,
and Noah hasn't even done that. Could be wrong.
I'm not even sure. Um, and hell, I think like let's go as recent as about maybe I think it was a year or two ago. Um, Yoda Tsuji and Konosuke Takeshita having a spectacular G1 performance. Um, like
Oh, they had match of the
I've
tournament.
even like said they helped carry this tournament.
What were you saying?
I even said that like last I think it was last year or 2 years ago, um, Yoda Tsuji and Konosuke Takeshita had a remarkable G1 tournament, and they really did carry that tournament, showing like the old guard that this new generation is about to make its mark.
I think someone that really caught my eye, and it's unfortunate he hasn't really been like on New Japan this whole year. Um, Jake Lee. That's someone that when I first saw him, my immediate thoughts were, this dude's pretty cool. I need to know more of him. Now I don't know if he's out with an injury or anything like that, but like I just need more Jake Lee, and it sucks at the tournament that I would introduce to him and he's not in this.
I'm not sure if this is correct or not, but I heard that he was injured. But I could be wrong. So I'm not sure where Jake is at this time. I'm not sure if he's in catering. I'm not sure if he's injured.
I don't
If
think
he
they
is,
put him in
speedy
camp. They're
recovery to
doing
him.
Bullet Club War Dogs. He'd be doing something. honestly, I was waiting all year for him versus Takeshita for the Never title, but it's okay. I'll get that. I'll get that match on another day, maybe for a different title. But as we're looking back
He's
into the
probably hanging out at the Ribera.
as we're looking back into the past, it's time for us to look into the present, because after all, we are in fact talking about New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 35, and this is the predictions. And as many people here that watch Talk for Glory, listen to Talk for Glory, maybe you guys learned something new from Talk for Glory. It's time for us to talk about the blocks. We'll go in a traditional order this time, where we speak about A block, where we have the following. We have the Holy Emperor himself, Taichi, the new never openweight champion, Bolton Oleg. We have maybe the fourth member in what is supposed to be the Three Musketeers, Yuya Uemura. We have New Japan Savage, David Finlay. We have Evil. We have Sonata. Then we have President Ace. And then we have Will Cosplay. We have Walmart Osprey. We have Callum Newman. And then we have what I like to say 2018 Zack Sabre Jr. and Royha Awa. So we're going person by person here. Al, who catches your eye? How do you feel they've had the year so far? What do you think they can do in the G1 to, make an impact? Maybe make a fan out of you. Let's start it off with Oiwa.
Loiwa, I'm not sure how he's gonna do in this G1, but I would expect him and Callum Newman to be the pin fodders for this tournament. Oiwa, I would expect him and Yosuji to have a really good match together. Um, and I'd also would be expecting him to have a fantastic match with Yuya Uemura. Um, I just can't see him winning too many points in this tournament for
I
this year.
see. Um,
Callum Newman, you're next on the list.
wait.
Um, high speed
Before we
fraud.
go into talking about Callum Newman, let me just give my thoughts on Oiwa, and that is, I see him getting some upset victories here, and if anything, I kind of wouldn't mind if by the end of this tournament we were kind of discussing a global title match or a never title match. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if
Okay.
this match is what catapults him into probably next year's New Japan Cup winner. As I do think. When,
Can I ask you a quick question?
hmm?
Can I ask you a quick
Shoot.
question? Do you think this sets him up for a potential opportunity at the Never Openweight Championship?
Yes, I do, because he does have Bolton Oleg also in this block. But I also take into high consideration that maybe him and Zach might go for tag titles. There's endless possibilities with fuck, whatever his name is, however I say it.
What?
I see him and Zach always just chilling, watching other Team DK matches, and I'm always thinking I wouldn't mind Zach winning tag titles again. Who knows? Maybe we get double champ Zach. Can Zack Sabre Jr. win the tag team titles with Rieho Oiwa? Who knows? Maybe that's something for World
It's
Tag
been
League.
done. It's been done before. I'm pretty sure. I think at one point, Okada was once um, trios champion and world champion at the same time. I can't
Nah,
be my memory is just like a little
he
foggy
wasn't.
right now, but I wouldn't be surprised if there has been a double champ of this capacity.
The only double champ to my memory I've seen consistently, and it's pretty funny, is the junior champion also being the tag champion. But as for world champion and world tag team champion, I don't think I've seen that. So who knows? Maybe Zach might be the first. Maybe he might be the first Gaijin. But now we can talk about Callum Newman, the self-proclaimed Prince of Pace, the man that claims that no one can go high speed as him.
I'll tell this right at the top, and I'll take you for his high speed
A
fraud.
high speed fraud. That is what we view Callum Newman as. I love it.
Like for him to proclaim that he's the best high speed wrestler, um, I'm immediately thinking to myself, so does this guy think he's better than Hiromu Takahashi? Does this man think he's better than Io Shirai slash Io Sky, however how
I
you
don't
know
even think
her?
he's faster
Uh,
than Akira Francesco.
Objectively, I think Akira's
Yeah.
better.
Like I still say this.
Sorry,
I still
Callum.
say this no matter like what he does as a heavyweight. Callum should have started as a junior.
And a good junior heavyweight as well. Um, until you make that move up to the heavyweight rankings. It's just similar like what Hiromu did,
No, Hiromu's still junior.
and eventually Will
No,
Ospreay.
Hiromu's still junior.
I wish he was. I wish he was a
Yeah,
heavyweight.
he just openly just does not want to be a heavyweight, and it pisses me off because that just means it's another year of him in the best of Super Juniors. But Callum Newman, I'll say this: I think he's good if he was a junior because
He'd be fine as a junior heavyweight.
like he's quick, he's fast, and I get it. Like I've said the joke time and time again that Callum Newman is literally just a taller Prince Devitt. But I
It's
will
really
give him his
bad.
credit. Callum Newman is
It's really bad.
two-time IWGP Tag Team Champion. He's had a better year this year than he did last year, where he was just trying to find his identity. And I get it. You know, when you're mentored by Will Ospreay, when you're handpicked by Will Ospreay, you want to do right by Will Ospreay, but you don't need to be Will Ospreay.
This guy tried to like shotgun his way to the top of the mountain, like with that proclamation, he's the next coming of Will Ospreay. I'm like, that's a lot of pressure to put on you, and I'm not sure if you're ready for that one.
If I remember correctly, his promo went, you can call me the next Will Ospreay, you can call me the next Prince Debbie, you can call me the next Jay White. And I just thought to myself, that is a leap of faith if I've ever seen one. Like me personally, I never thought so and so was the next so and so of the last person. So I think,
I just don't think he's that level yet in terms of a caliber of a wrestler.
and
Like maybe the potential's there, but is he there now and can he reach it within the next 2 years? I really don't
and
know.
I was gonna say this for the 5 star Grand Prix prediction tomorrow, but I also say this for the G1. I guess they really let anyone in the G1, huh? Like like that is my thought when blocks were announced, and I just thought, y'all really just put anyone. But we're probably gonna be
I
back.
mean, in this block, you also have Evil.
You know, I just personally hate Evil, so I will say completely biased statements. But when it comes, actually, let's just like move down from Callum. Final thoughts is he gets 6 points and maybe a upset pinfall on David Finlay.
I've got him at 4 points by the end of this tournament. Likely having a having a win over Evil, and likely having his other wins come in the form against Bolton and maybe Oiwa.
Okay.
Maybe.
We'll save that next person last. So next person is the man that openly just does not care, and I see it. I keep telling people he doesn't want to be here. It is Sonata. You know, former IWGP World Champion. He main evented Wrestle Kingdom. He was in Lij. Then he was in Just Five Guys. Then he was in Bullet Club War Dogs. Then he was in House of Torture. Sonata, the faction whore.
There's no other way to describe him other than that. That was perfect.
Like That
Oh, Sonata.
and then let's not talk. I feel like at this point, Sonata is either dumpster diving for clothes, or he just breaks into Seth Rollins' house on occasion and just steals his strip. Like on occasion, there are days where he's just like, what outlandish thing can I wear today that'll break the internet?
He and Seth Rollins the same size.
Yeah, like he just checks it out. Like I'm sure like Becky Lynch catches Sonata like breaking into his house every once in a blue, and he's just like, wear that looks crazy enough.
He's like that person, like from the looks of it. I know like how wrestlers sell their gear, and it's like he's gonna be the guy to win that auction every single
Every
time.
time. Without fail.
We're going like, God damn, Tanahashi, how much do you pay this guy to like get other people's
I don't even
gear?
think he just takes. I just think Sonata literally just has a closet, and he's just like looking around, going, "What's crazy enough this time?"
He probably got inspired from Jeff Hardy, like at least
Maybe.
once.
I'm still not over what he was wearing for that dog pound match. I'm still not over that. Uh,
I just don't understand
what
him.
he was wearing for the G1 press conference looks straight out of Seth Rollins' closet. But
Yeah, that really was at his Seth Rollins closet.
in terms of in ring, he's good, maybe even great. But the one thing that Sonata, for some reason, in the last 10 years, actually, and it's crazy to say 10 years, the one thing he has constantly missed, it is the emotion. Like, don't get me wrong, man. I get it. Like, this is your 9 to 5. This is your everyday. But like, dude, you just did a dive. You did a crossbody. Like, dude, like you did a pile driver, and you just don't care. And like, the crazy part is, Sonata's gonna get like 8 points in this. Sonata's gonna get like 8 points, and not a single fuck will be given. I keep calling him the Jokic of wrestling. All that's left is like he just has horses. Like he has horses somewhere.
He's got to have like horses somewhere, like in the countryside, somewhere in Japan, wherever this guy wants to put his stable up. And next thing you know, like someone catches him and takes a picture of him hanging out with horses and going, he really does give off that vibe of Japanese Joker feel. And if there's one thing too, it's just like this guy really ain't gonna give a shit. This guy really isn't gonna give a damn in the world. Um, how many points he gets, it's like a cold look to him. And this is a former X Division champion in TNA of all people.
Wasn't that when the exhibition title was blue?
Mid 2010s, I think yes.
Yeah, that was one of the worst designs I saw for me. I missed the red, but they brought that back. Um, so yeah, that's Sonata.
So the G Force,
Yeah, that's Sonata. Next is Evil, and I am ready for all the House of Bullshit. I'm ready. I'm ready to deal with the bullshit. I'm ready to wake up in a cold sweat. I'm ready to have my bathroom break. Because just like Hayden Stardom, I will skip all these matches.
I'm ready to have like a bottle of Tylenol or Advil, whatever I can find closest to me, have it ready with a lot of water. Because I bet you this, I'm going to be skipping every single match this man is in for this G1 because I got no problem guessing that this guy is going to have someone interfere on his
Someone,
behalf
no, he's gonna have
on
definitive
almost
fucking
every
interference.
single one of his matches.
Fucking House of Torture has a starting five and a bench. If you don't think someone's gonna come out to save his ass, dude, you are wrong.
Like, who are you kidding here, guys? I understand if you're new to New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I understand if or if like you're just new to professional wrestling in general. But with these dickheads, how's the or how you coined it?
Yeah.
How's the dickheads?
Thank you, Zack Sabre Jr.
I'm ready to skip this guy's match, like at all costs. I hope and pray this guy goose eggs this entire tournament with 0 points to his name. But no, objectively speaking, no way is this guy leaving this tournament with a goose egg to his name. This guy's probably going to have like 8 points to his name when it's all said and
Just to
done.
give the fans a heart attack, I see it now because it's not 4 blocks like they did 2022. I see it now that Evil might make semifinals and everyone's going to be clutching their pearls and they're going to be like, dude, is Evil going to main event a G1? No, no. We don't want Evil in the main event in the finals of the G1. But I see Gato fucking writing this right now. He's probably going to make Evil close to semis or in the semis.
I told one of my coworkers this, and I told you before we went on, and even in private conversations, my thoughts on Evil being in the G1 this year. I said to you, and for those of you who don't know, Enigma and I were pretty good friends outside of this. Um, I said to you, if Geto has Evil winning the G1 Climax tournament this year, I will personally book myself a flight to Tokyo, find New Japan Pro Wrestling headquarters, and beat the crap out of Evil myself. Not just Evil, but I'll also beat the crap out of Geto. I don't
I
care.
already see. I see Gato's vision. He wants that heart attack. From one of my other friends that visits Japan like maybe like 3 times a year, he has said that like House of Torture is one of like those over teams that like they sell their merch, and I get that, but there are a lot more people across the world than there are in Japan, and it's not 60-40, it's not 49-51, it's 80-20 on people that hate House of Torture. But
You'd be generous in saying 75-25.
dude, I want to like Evil. I want to take him serious. But how many match interferences can a man withstand before he just says this is bullshit?
Willing to bet half of this block that Evil wrestles, someone's going to interfere at
Oh, for
least
sure. Dude,
once
again, Torture has a
per match.
starting five and
Once
a
per match.
bench. Like you're not having that many members in a faction and not doing jack.
Unless you're the laziest dude in professional wrestling that's not named Orange Cassidy.
Let me see, like who else has a big faction? Yeah, I was gonna say like, even Hate, but Hate does interference.
Outside of the
God's Eye. God's Eye doesn't do interference.
guys that don't do interference because they can actually, well, most of them can actually fight
Um,
because Kashin was there.
Even like the Don Callis family, like it's just a given. Like if you have 5+ members in a faction, 9 out of 10 chance there's probably gonna be some interference. But that's enough for.
Why am I thinking about JPL's like cabinet?
Hmm? Well,
Why am I thinking about JBL's cabinet in like the mid 2000s?
what's up?
Like every single match, you're gonna have at least someone interfering, at least
Without
once.
fail. But
This is what evil matches are gonna be for this G1, and it sucks.
I think what hurts for me personally is that Evil used to be good. Like I used to actually enjoy Evil matches when he was in Lij, but ever since they gave him his own faction and he just thought, yeah, I'm just gonna DQ and do random attacks. Like ever since all that, it's just fallen off for me. But we've been bashing Evil for way too long in this, and we have a whole other block to get to. So next, let's get to Yoda Tsuji. Wait, no, not Yoda Tsuji. not yet.
All right.
David Finlay, the leader of the Bullet Club War Dogs. And yes, he is Clark Connor's dog for real.
I'm expecting him to at least make semifinals this year.
You know, I was under the impression that maybe he might hit finals, but seeing all of the competition that's in his block, there's a strong chance that he might hit finals, he might hit semifinals. David Finlay has had one hell of a year. Shout out wrestling genius Esco, as he was probably David Finlay's biggest fan when he joined the Bullet Club, when he became leader of the Bullet Club, and he was seeing the vision before just about anyone. And now I finally see it too. I see Bullet Club War Dogs leader David Finlay as someone that can possibly win a G1. But is he going to be the one that wins this? That's a later talk for finals.
With Finley, I would expect him to make semifinals this year based on like who's in his block. The only other people that I can be convinced will make semifinals is Yoda Tsuji, Hiroshi Tanahashi, David Finley, and Yuya Uemura. Those are the only people in that block that I can be convinced will make up the semifinals
Hmm, that's not
in that
bad.
block.
That is a not bad pick. I was also thinking for people that would hit finals is Tanahashi, is David Finlay, and most likely Yoda Tsuji. Definitely in my pick in there. But pretty sure we just ran through Finlay like so fast. It seems like we both believe in David Finlay either being able to go to semifinals or finals.
The writing's on the wall right now for him, like to have a strong G1 tournament. Um, this is all going to be depending on what Geto feels, in which part of me believes that it's heading that direction. Part of me believes that they'll be going in other directions that we can definitely talk about with this block coming up.
Next, like let's see how many people we have left. Okay, so next, now we will talk about Yoda Tsuji, and out of everyone that's been called the new Three Musketeers, I have to give Yoda Tsuji the most credit for the simple fact that if you if you somehow, someway was able to just absorb the charisma of New Japan Shinsuke Nakamura and put it in a wrestler, you've put it in Yoda Tsuji. There is, dare I say, a not more charismatic wrestler than Yoda Tsuji right now in New Japan Pro Wrestling. And if he's not number one, he's damn sure top three. He's a New Japan Cup winner.
The way that Yoda Tsuji has come back from excursion and has just put the rocket on his back is tremendous. And I think he's probably the most accomplished of the Reiwa Three Musketeers thus
You're
far.
right, New Japan Cup winner,
So
New
I would be
Japan
expecting him
Trios
to do
champ,
very well.
and global champion.
Yeah, Wreck Dumino.
He became truly evil, but well,
Still better than Evil, still better than a lot of people like on the roster.
yeah, Yoda Tsuji. Again, to me, he is literally like the second coming of Shinsuke Nakamura in terms of charisma.
His presentation, like to me, like I agree with you. Yoda Tsuji, I think, would be another version of Shinsuke Nakamura. Um, like when in the next little bit.
So how far do I see him on? Again, he's another one I could see going into finals or into semifinals, whichever one can be more possible.
Both are possible. Both are very likely possible given like who's in this block. Um, I can even see a case of him making the finals and losing to certain people within that block that we'll be
Right.
discussing later on.
Um. Yeah. That I think that was everything for Yota Tsuji. Next, we have Yuya Uramura, who I think had a bad start on his first return to New Japan, but on his second comeback, that dude has been on fire. And whenever people talk about the Sujis and the Uminos and the Naritas and even the Kosei Fujitas, you can't help but add Uramura to that conversation.
I think his time in TNA, like his excursion, was a sign of just like how good this guy was gonna be. Him teaming with Joe Hendry and able to like not per se match him in charisma, but at least hold his own. You know, that to me was telling of how far this guy could go if he found himself and stayed true to himself. This guy is definitely going to be someone, in my opinion, um, to look out for in the future. And I can make an argument that this guy will be in this year's semifinals.
See, that's the part where I would probably disagree. I don't think he hits semifinals. If anything, he gets like just slightly edged out. Like he's on the cliff of semifinals, and there's probably gonna be someone there that pushes him over the edge. Like we're gonna look back in 2026, and we're gonna go look at this G1 and go, "Oh my God, remember when Yurima almost hit semis?" I think that's where he's gonna be at. I might be wrong though. This is predictions,
We're all just guessing here, folks.
but also I have not noticed Weeb has been talking. Hey Weeb, how you doing, man? Thanks for showing up here on Talk for Glory. I just got here, something came up, but I'm back. Cosmic Angels was big. Yeah, Cosmic Angels was big too, but they didn't do interference. He became truly evil by ruining his own match. Yeah, yeah, that's what really ruined evil. He ruined his own matches.
God
But
damn it, Ghetto.
that's fine because now as we're moving on to more people, next we talk about the new never open weight champion, Bolton Oleg. Also, Albert, do you know
He's
do you
gonna
know
do
whether it's
well.
Bolton Oleg or Oleg Bolton? I have had people tell me it's this, it's that. Which one is it?
I wish I knew. I wish I knew people from Kazakhstan, um, like the way that it goes. So I just take it as Bolton Oleg from how he was introduced to the New Japan Pro Wrestling
Same.
audience.
So it's always funny whenever I'm talking about Bolton Oleg because I remember he didn't go on an excursion. He just like tagged along on like Tanahashi adventures in Japan, and he got better. And it's funny and interesting to say that and to see that because on excursions we're seeing people go to America, we're seeing them go to Mexico, we're seeing them go to the UK, and then you just have Bolton Oleg being one of the rare few to just stay in Japan.
He's probably one of the only guys I know of that just chilled in Japan for excursion. But he has been
Very.
consistent in improving his skills, and that's what you got to appreciate about the guy. He works hard, and
I,
you
I
see
showed my
improvement.
friend Konosuke Takeshita versus Bolton Oleg part one at New Beginning, which I still believe is the best pay per view for New Japan this year. Um, I remember watching that match. The stiffness, the the mana, as Hanari would say, and the straight up fighting spirit is what really got my friend. But what makes me laugh about Bolton Oleg, and I guess it makes me think of my friend. For you guys that know your UFC, um, when Oleg lost that, my friend thought, what'll do him justice? Send him to Dagestan for 2 years, and I promise you he'll kill Takeshita. And then it reminded me that Bolton Oleg kind of maybe just a little bit does look like Khabib. Maybe he can wrestle like him. Um,
I could just imagine him training with Khabib, and oh
Like, who
boy,
knows? Maybe we do need to send Bolton Oleg to Dagestan, even though he is never openweight champion. But
maybe have him like do this to train for like one of the main championships, um, in that training arc. And god damn, could this guy be a nightmare?
like I really like Bolton Oleg. The unfortunate part though is he is the right guy at the wrong time. I think Bolton Oleg is definitely is going to put his name as one of the few guys to win the IWGP World Heavyweight title in maybe the next 3 years. Right now, with the never openweight champion, all Bolton is here to do is to redefine what it means to have fighting spirit, and I hope that he holds this belt and he puts on bangers similar to Konosuke Takeshita, because for these last 6-7 months, Konosuke Takeshita did hold down the idea of, hey, maybe this guy's superstar of the year. Maybe with these next 6 months, Bolton Oleg can sell you the dream of, maybe I might be breakout star of the year. But it all matters here in the G1, because I actually see Bolton getting 8 points in a shocking win over.
I expect him like to have a strong G1. And I'm also I'll say this here. He's currently my pick for breakout star of the year.
What's up, Lee?
Um, what will solidify it is how he does in this G1.
Like that's really how you do it. That's really how we're gonna see it. But so you've got Bolton on 6 points. I've got him on 8 points. Um,
Draws
what was
count is
that?
1 point, right? Draws
Yes,
count is 1 point, right?
I could see him going into a time limit draw with David
Seven.
Finley. Honestly, I could see David literally just trying to beat his ass and kick out after kick out after kick out, and David Finley just really asked himself. He asked Gato. He asked Red Shoes. Shit. He asked damn it, what the hell's that one commentator's name? Chris Charlton. He asked Walker Stewart. He's just like, what the hell is he made of? I could see David Finley coming to that realization,
I think he
laying
actually
down
gets
a
a tie
question.
with Tanahashi. He goes to a draw with Tana. I think it's going to be
Mm,
his 7th point.
but
It'll be fun regardless.
next is finally we're getting to the final person. It is the Holy Emperor, one half of the new IWGP World Tag Team Champions, Taichi. I'll, I'll be
He's a
I'll be quick
mystery.
about this about Taichi. I love Taichi. I love his entrance. I loved when he was coming out with Miho Abe. Also, I just got to acknowledge this. But I see we have 5 people here watching on Talk Floor. Welcome to Talk Floor, guys. Um, I just got to say, I love Taichi. I love what he's done, singles and as a tag wrestler. But there's not much for Taichi to do in the G1 as well. If there's one thing I truly wanted from Taichi, it was probably him and Tam Nakano like doing a collab entrance, where one moment they're singing Taichi's theme song and the next minute Tam singing Twilight Dream on the way to the ring. That's really all I wanted from Taichi. There's nothing in the G1 that I truly want from Taichi.
I don't know like how he's going to do with this tournament, and that's nothing on him. It's more on who his competition is. That's it.
Yeah, that's
I just
really how it is.
like jury's out.
So that was everyone for um A block that we discussed. Except now we have one final person, and he is the ace. He is the president. He is the once in a century talent. He is on his way to retirement. It is Hiroshi Tanahashi. I have
Is it an ace?
I have seen Tanahashi's work since the moment I got into New Japan, and similar to John Cena and similar to Mayu Iwatani, And similar to TNA AJ Styles, there's only one. And Tanahashi really delivers that message. And I understand that we've had our Omegas, we've had our Okadas, we've had our Naitos, we've had our Ospreys, we've had our Jay Whites, but we only had one Tanahashi. And if this is his final G1, I'm gonna say the quiet part out loud. As similar to people that wanted John Cena to win the Royal Rumble, I truly do want Hiroshi Tanahashi to at least get to the finals of the G1 Climax. I believe it was G1 Climax 28 or 29, where it was Kota Ibushi versus Tanahashi. And in my opinion, the greatest G1 finals of all time. It had every emotion from never give up to never tired to fighting spirit to everything. And say what you will about Tanahashi's knees, I think Tanahashi has one more G1 in him.
I think he's got this will be his final G1, and he stays true to his word that on January 4th, 2026, will be his final Wrestle Kingdom. And because I'm watching him like run the ropes, and I'm like, oh boy, like this guy's definitely got to be like due for like knee replacement surgery um, whenever he does retire, because sometimes it's getting to that point where like we talk about not just the current Tanahashi, but the Tanahashi that was.
I, th- I think when it
So
comes to Tanahashi, not that he's not trying, but
don't count
I
him out
see
though.
that like
Don't count him
if you
out.
watch like his tag match against like a young lion, like you can kind of see like he's somewhat half-assing. But whenever like he like you see on the card like oh he faces Zack Sabre Jr. or he faces Shingo, like he puts his soul into that. And because this is his last G1, and hopefully, like Tanahashi said, I believe when he had his match against Goto, he said that if he is IWGP World Champion by Wrestle Kingdom, that he will extend his retirement tour up to the day he loses the title. So who knows what will be the final match for the Ace until Wrestle Kingdom?
There's a lot of speculation on who could be like his last opponent. Um,
I'll say this now: I don't want it to be a tag match,
but must be one on one.
but that's everything for A block. And now we have the B block, featuring the likes of IWGP World Heavyweight Champion two times, guys. Zack Sabre Jr. He was once Bullet Club, he was once God, but now he's just straight headbanger. The second coming of Debit, ELP, El Phantasmo. He's Mox's kid, he's Red Shoes' kid. The kids have turned on him. Shota Umino. It is the Dragon Shingo Takagi, former Never Open Champion. The hero, the protector of children, the GOAT Okan. Then we have War Dog, Blackpool Combat Club, Death Rider, Shinihon Ichiban, but I'm going to AEW, Gabe Kidd. We have Ren Narita. We have Konosuke Takesha, the Alpha. You know, I gotta have Don Callis do his fucking intro. The Alpha, the greatest wrestler ever. Yeah, I just need Don Callis. I can't do it. Konosuke Takesha, the man that I called a fake junior heavyweight for years on end, and now he's a heavyweight finally. Drilla Maloney, and Goto's road wife, YOSHI-HASHI. So, like we did for A block, we'll start a little bit backwards. Um, so YOSHI-HASHI,
Given who's in this block, it's hard to tell
he's
like
getting
how
two
he's gonna
points in my
do.
opinion.
Like he I know for sure he's not. making out of the group stage. He's not making semis, and he's definitely not making finals. But it's hard to speculate like who his 2 points are going to come from. Are they going to be draws? Are they going to is he going to get that one clean win over someone? But he's not getting many points, like 2 or 3 maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, there's not
Like he
much
could
YOSHI-HASHI.
could he maybe play spoiler?
Hmm?
Could he maybe
Yeah,
play
he may play
spoiler?
spoiler for like a couple. Who knows? Maybe YOSHI-HASHI might get a win over Zach. Like he's no slouch.
He's
But
not a slouch. It's just that like given who is in his block, it's hard for me to have a definitive mindset of this guy doing very well in this block.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing it as well, because there's a lot of heavy hitter names in this. But speaking of heavy hitters, next we have newly minted heavyweight Drilla Maloney.
It's time eating steaks is
Yes,
paid off.
conveniently, that dude literally he magically went up to heavyweight after Wrestle Kingdom, and he's just casually beating up Ishii and Shingo and just other people. It's like you were always a heavyweight. I don't know who told you weren't. But Drilla is finally in his rightful environment. He's in his correct habitat. This man is with the big boys. And now the real question is how many people are going to get a Drilla killer? Also, I just want to
And she might be on the
I
receiving
just
end
want to
of
say
one.
this real quick. There are two finishers in wrestling. It should be three, but WWE messed that up. There are two finishers in wrestling that have never been kicked out of, or maybe they never will be. The Drilla Killer and the One Wing Angel. Those are the two finishers in wrestling. Which one should be kicked out of first? That's a question that'll be turned into a shorts later. You guys answer that. One Wing Angel or Drilla Killer. Now, speaking of the killer, that is the Drilla. This man has already beaten Shingo Takagi. He's already beaten Ren Narita, whether that be tag or whether that be singles. Point is, the Drilla Killer, when he looks at this yard of just heavyweight action, he will be at home. Al?
I'm trying to see like I'm trying to think like how many points this guy gets by the end of the
I
tournament.
say 6 with a shocking win over Konosuke Takeshita.
Really? This guy beats Takeshi for that upset?
Yes,
Um, I can actually see him getting 5 or actually not. Yeah, 6.
because
I think he beats Phantasmo, and I think he beats um Kid.
um,
Those last 2 points, I think, are going to be draws, depending on who he
maybe.
faces.
Oh, also, my bad. For A block, before we were supposed to move on, um, did you give your like, definitive person who you believe is going to be in the finals?
I'm stuck on 2. I'm stuck on 2
All
people
right,
that could
so
win A,
we get to the
and that's
finals part,
Yota
you got to
Tsuji and
think
David
that one,
Finley.
right? When we talk about
Sorry?
finals, you got to pick one.
Yeah.
All right,
All right. Yes,
so
sir. I'm working on it.
um, that's what we had for Drilla. Next, we have the greatest wrestler ever. Maybe if he's not Top for Glory's superstar of the year, he might be somewhere else, somewhere with bad takes and better conversations. He might be a superstar of the year. He might be in the lock, but it is Konosuke Takeshita, and my God, is this man undeniable this year?
And he's a recently
Yes,
married
congratulations,
man. Ladies, it's too late.
Takeshita and Yuka Sakazawa. Dude,
I'm happy that this guy found his person in wrestling. And this is a guy that also wrote a freaking paper on the German suplex.
Wait, that was
And
for real?
lest
He
we
actually wrote a
forget,
paper
this
on the
guy
German
has three
suplex?
paychecks. Yeah,
Oh my god, I thought that was just a meme. I thought that was a bit.
I thought so too. But then like the way that like it was like reviewed on like commentary, just like how meticulously like he was explaining certain things and going, if I could find that paper, then I'm sold
Dude, I
that
would love
this guy is definitely going to be a surefire Hall of Famer at some point in his career.
if not AEW, then maybe DDT, and not DDT, then maybe New Japan. But Konosuke Takeshita, 9 out of 10 chance, is a future Hall of Famer in wrestling. Especially because he is not just a man that
And
is
he's
signed to AEW,
currently, in
not
my
just a man that's
opinion,
signed
like
to
one of the
BD. This
best.
man signed on New Japan. This man sits on 3 contracts.
He doesn't need a pension by the time he retires. He's set.
Like I've said this, that there are 2 worlds in wrestling where one is men's division, women's division, and in the center of these worlds, you have polar opposites. You have Takeshita, who sits on 3 contracts, and then you have Sari, who sits on freelance, and they are just dominating these spaces. So
At this point, real quick. Um, but Takeshita and Sari, they're pretty much saying to the entire wrestling world, we are not the same. Takeshita's got three
he's
contracts.
got 3 contracts,
Sari
got
is
2 belts.
dominating.
Uh,
Like Sari has dominated Marigold and not even signed to Marigold, and now she's the currently IWGP Women's Champion. We are not the same, is what Sari tells everybody. It's the same thing with Takeshita.
and then it's just like, we're better. Infinite,
Yeah,
infinite money
we've.
glitch
I definitely
Takeshita.
agree with you.
Yes. Oh my
Money glitch
god,
Takeshita.
that is he is the infinite money glitch.
Perfect.
But
He's playing
he really is, and all he
GTA.
has to do is beat the shit out of people. But speaking of Takeshita beating the shit out of people, this dude's gonna. Oh my god! Like, dare I say, maybe Takeshita might win the G1. I'm gonna just put this out there. Takeshita might win the G1. As someone that said the moment, and I kid you not, the moment the referee's hand hit 3 and Boltin Oleg was crowned the new never openweight champion, there was not a single person mad or upset or anything like that. The first thing that came out of one person's mouth was, Takeshita winning the G1? How do you lose and get elevated? Takeshita is just a freak of
Writing's
nature.
on the wall right now. Writing's on the wall right now with Konosuke Takeshita. He's a very strong candidate for someone to at
Yes.
least make finals. Maybe win the whole damn thing.
Uh, just yeah, just like we need Don Callis to talk about Takeshita the way we are. But
Oh God. Oh
yeah,
God.
I think we would probably stay on Takeshita for way too long. Next, let's talk about representing House of Dumbasses. Um, Ren Narita. I'm not gonna copy and paste what I've already said. What I said about Evil, I'm gonna say about Narita. Um, yeah, so he was a speed run.
2 points or three best. All of them
Not even
draws.
draws, just DQ losses.
Speed run
Next
that
is
shit.
Gabe Kidd, also representing Bullet Club Board Dogs, same as Drill Maloney. If you guys remember Gabe Kidd versus Jake Lee last year, Gabe has no issue on War Dog violence. So him versus Drilla is going to slap. It's going to punch. It's going to kick. It's going to be chills. But for the rest of the G1, Gabe Kidd is just going to be a menace. He's a madman. He doesn't know what faction he's in, but he's still a madman.
And maybe one of the bigger hypocrites in the
Yeah,
company.
like I said, he doesn't know what faction he's in, and I've already said on reviews and predictions every time it comes to Gabe Kid that the problem was never that it was just someone from New Japan going to AEW. The problem was always that it was a man that said he loved the company and then showed up elsewhere like 2 weeks later.
I agree. Like the way he went about that crowd and proclaiming New Japan's number one, fuck AEW, fuck WWE, and next thing you know shows up to AEW and does business with them here and there. When
Like again, like if you guys really needed that, I still stand by this. Just you guys could have had Clark Connors. It's not like he was. It's not like he would have been busy. Or even you could have used David.
what are these guys doing back there anyway?
Hmm? What was that?
How are these guys doing back there in the locker room?
Yeah. Like I'm sure like David's probably just like, Gabe is gonna be Gabe as long as he falls in line. But the problem is with like fans, and I sympathize with the New Japan crowd because they're just like, so are you just gonna leave? Because we keep seeing you on AEW. But that
I
that
don't
that's
know if this
Gabe
guy's
Kid
on
outside
or
ring.
not.
In this
I really
ring,
do.
I genuinely see him getting about 6 points. Maybe even 10. As the IWGP Global Champion, maybe he gets 10 points. I just don't see him hitting semifinals.
I don't think this guy gets out of the group stage, but I do think he's going to have a decent performance this G1. I've currently got him at
Okay,
8
not bad.
points.
Next is the hero, the protector of children, the 1, 2, 3 time IWGP World Tag Team Champion, a former King of Pro Wrestling champion. He is what I like to call the general of an empire, the United Empire. So always crowds fucking up in here. It is the GOAT Okan.
Can I
Ooh,
add one
shoot.
more? Suzu
There we
Suzuki's
go.
biggest op.
It's funny. I actually did like that match too.
I actually enjoyed that match too.
So how do you feel about Great Okan?
God bless him, 6 points.
Who do you think those 6 points come off of?
Points are probably going to be coming Umino, Gabe, two draws in the form of Drilla and maybe Shingo.
That doesn't sound wild. One sec. Hey, dude, keep talking.
So with Great Khan, um, he's not getting out of that group stage, but you know that he's going to have a hell of a performance. He's someone that like when you see him on your card, expect the unexpected when it comes to this guy.
Okay.
The guy can be pretty unhinged.
Okay. So when it comes to Great Okan, I've been one to say that in the case for like Will Ospreay, like let's say like ever left New Japan, like to me, like Great Okan becomes like he's like de facto pseudo leader. There's no debates. There's no vote. It's just a seniority thing to me. The longest member is leader when the previous leader drops. So to me, Great Okan is the leader of the United Empire, and as leader, I could see him beating the likes of David Finlay, Umino for sure, El Phantasmo. Him and for some reason, like no big man should be this mobile, but Okan and Zach have nonstop technical matches, and I love it.
Wait, question: how tall is Great Khan?
I think he's 6'1". Because of Zach,
Not
because
bad.
apparently, like on record, Zack Sabre Jr. is 6 feet.
And he's so smooth.
Like, dude is way too like smooth in that ring. Like, dude can play the ground. Dude can play the striker. But unfortunately, I don't see him going in the semifinals or finals of the G1. Um, Next is a shooter. He was Red Shoes' kid, Mox's kid, the crowd's favorite. It is now Shota Umino. And how I feel about Shota Umino is I don't. Oh wait, never mind. I do know where the hell this all went wrong. Um, I hope they don't put Umino in another high-profile Wrestle Kingdom match because a lot of people, and I truly do mean a lot of New Japan fans saw the writing on the wall that it was going to be Umino versus Zack for Wrestle Kingdom, and they thought this is a horrible idea. This like Umino isn't ready for it, but now I think in this G1 you should show signs that he can be ready. He isn't, but show that he can be.
I agree. Show the signs that he can be the guy when you've made it public in saying that he's one of your three musketeers in the future. And he's currently one, like, yeah, he is one of the Reiwa Three Musketeers. Can he be the guy? In a few years, definitely. Maybe three or four. But right now, no. And going back to the Wrestle Kingdom match that you alluded to, I want to ask and get your opinion on this one. Um, it's something I was thinking about last night. Do you think at that match the crowd really started to sour on Umino and how rushed he was feeling?
Absolutely, absolutely. Like they knew the writing on the wall, and they thought this is a horrible idea. If anything, I still stand on if you needed to have Zack versus anyone and it be a long match, you probably should have picked Suji.
Of the three, I would agree. I just don't think the conditioning is there yet for Umino versus say Suji. Suji can go 20, 25 minutes. Um, Umino can probably go 20 minutes, and you're really pushing him at the end of his rope.
But so in this match, I could see at best 8 points, and maybe he gets an upset victory on Zack. Maybe he fixes his Wrestle Kingdom loss.
I agree. I think with this style of booking for this tournament, I think Umino does get an upset win here. The question I have here is it against Zack Sabre Jr., does it come against Konosuke Takeshita, or um, just throw a dart on the board here? Does it come against Shingo Takagi?
Ooh, that's a good one. We'll have to watch the G1 and see who gets the upset victories.
This is why the G1's always exciting. With guys like this, you just never know what happens.
Um, so next is the headbanger, former Bullet Club, former God. It is ELP El Phantasmo, and I love that ELP is in this block. There's a lot of names that pushes El Phantasmo's playbook, that pushes the envelope. Because I'll say this, I don't really feel like El Phantasmo's been a heavyweight since transitioning between I believe he won up 2022. So for like the last 2-3 years, to me, El Phantasmo still felt like a junior heavyweight, the junior heavyweight that I saw in 2019.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that has that feeling of Phantasmo being a junior heavyweight, and it's still weird to me that he is considered heavyweight right now in 2025 versus like seeing him like the last few years. Yeah, this guy was a junior heavyweight. So it's making me question, um, like as you said earlier, they really let anyone just show up for this G1.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about El Phantasmo, but not like in a G1, but kind of like as a wrestler as a whole. Because to me, he still feels like a junior heavyweight. And there are times where like I'm watching a match and it's a multi-person tag where it's like there's like two heavyweights, one junior on both sides, and I'm just like, wait, why is there two juniors on the side of EOP? And I'm like, wait. EOP's heavyweight. So I hope in this year's G1.
Not gonna hate on my fellow Canadian, but like, not gonna hate on my fellow Canadian here, but like, I think that right now with Phantasmo, I'm indifferent when it comes to him. When he showed up in Maple Leaf Pro, he had a good ovation. Well, no shit, but I just don't think that he maybe gets 6, 7 points here,
I could see that.
maybe six.
I could for sure see that. I could see him with 6, 8 points. He does have a score to settle here because he still has yet to beat Konosuke Takeshita, and I am hoping that that he does not get inverted dude bustered through a table again by Takeshita. But
Phantasmo's got vengeance on his mind when it comes to Takeshita. Um, right now, as it stands, I'm in agreement with you. Around 6, 7, 8 points is where his target is, that we can predict where he's going to end up by the end of this tournament.
so now we're about to hit the final person. He is the IWGP, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He is the front man, the leader of the TMDK. He is currently the best active technical wrestler in the world. He's got as many submissions holds as Talk for Glory has viewers, has as many Talk for, has as many submissions holds as Talk for Glory has subscribers. He has submissions on submissions on submissions. He is Zack Sabre Jr. And unfortunately, I cannot do as much as a good job as Takumi Chinoku does. Um, there's so much I love about Zack, and it is the fact that as him with IWGP World Champion, it just feels right. It doesn't feel like New Japan missed the ball, like they should have did this 2 years ago, 3 years ago. With Zack as IWGP World Champion, and he is also the defending G1 winner. He called his shot early. He didn't wait till Wrestle Kingdom. Huh.
Zack, I'm really happy he is a multi-time champion. During the 2010s, he was someone that I thought was going to be like an eventual world heavyweight champion one
Right.
day. I'm glad to be proven correct that he was the guy that was always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Um, but fucking hell, finally he did it.
I remember when first like talking about New Japan on Talk for Glory, whether it's on air or not. I remember me and Smoove talked about like, oh, who do you think are some gaijins that will be world champion? And I remember like exactly in this order, it's gonna go um that it's gonna go Jay, Osprey, Zack, and I was right on that. I just didn't know that it was gonna take Zack a lot longer than it took Osprey and Jay.
And it's getting pretty late in Zach's career, um, with all things considered. I'm just happy he finally got his due.
So now we're in the G1. Now it's G135. The winner of the G134 defends his throne. And with how great Zack is, and he is the IWGP World Champion, I need to be honest and say I could see Zack getting semifinals, but not finals.
Yeah. It's gonna come down, in my opinion, to Zack Sabre Jr. and Konosuke Takeshita in the semifinals for this block. Right now, where it stands in my brain, Takeshita takes this block.
I agree. And I'm glad you say that, Al, because the next thing that we're gonna have to talk about now, um, well, actually, before we talk about finals, let's do some fantasy booking. Before we
Okay, I'm in. I always like a good fantasy
before
booking.
we before we went live, I remember you saying like you're surprised that there's no AEW talent outside Takeshi in this. So, like I've done for Best of Super Juniors, the 5-star Grand Prix, I'm pretty sure I've done this with Junior Tag League. The $1 million question here is, from any company, past or present, you can add two people into the G1 Climax. Again, the most important tournament in all of wrestling. Who would you add? Who's going in Block A? Who's going in Block B?
Any, anytime in
Anytime.
wrestling. Jesus Christ. Okay. So with this lineup, with this incarnation of how the
Who's
blocks are
going
laid
in?
out, right now as it stands. Oh, who had I just added in the G1
Yes,
wholesale?
like who's going in the A block?
All right. So for A block, I currently have Brody King as my wish for this
Nice.
block.
Brody King in a field of heavy hitters. And if you don't care and you're facing this man, he's going to make you care. I would love to see Brody King versus David Finley. They run it back from their Wrestle Dynasty match. Hell, I would love to see Bolton Oleg versus Brody King as well. I want Brody King to challenge for the Never title.
Yuya Uemura versus Bolton Oleg,
Brody King?
not Bolton Oleg, versus Brody King would be fun. Um, Yoda Suji versus Brody King would be a lot of fun.
Next, now let's look at the B block. Who's going in there for you?
B block, B block. With everybody here, I think that we need some more beef to this conversation. So if I could add any wrestler, past, present, uh, to this block, you know what? Give me TNA Samoa Joe.
Ooh, TNA, the undefeated. Okay, okay. Hmm.
Him and Zack Sabre Jr. They will kill each other.
Yes, I would love to see a match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Samoan Joseph. Um, Honestly, a battle for the TV title too. Like, who's the real face of TV? But okay, so now my turn, and just looking at the lineups for A block, I there we go. When it comes to A block, there's a lot of people in wrestling that come to my mind, but I would love to see. Whoops, not A block. That's A block. Um, for A block, I would have loved to see, and it depends kind of what. Actually, no, I think it's a junior heavyweight. So from WWE, I would add Jacob Fatu. I would add Jacob Fatu into the G1.
Hmm.
There's a lot of matches that you can easily throw this match in there, and again, he might eat Taichi alive. He's gonna have the fight of his life against Bolton Like Yu Uemura, he's gonna have to be witty. He's gonna have to be clever. Yota Tsuji, he better pray that all the charisma in the world can stop what Jacob Fatu is. No matter how much of that
Alan Newman, pray to every god you believe
Coun's
in,
gonna get
pal.
eaten alive. Oiwa better turn into 2018 Zack Sabre Jr. and fold Jacob and David Finley of all people. I don't care that he claims to be a Savage King, the leader of the Bullet Club, any of that. You need to remember that you are a Finley, damn it, if he faced Jacob Fatu. And that he needs to be prepared for the fight of his life.
Daddy Fit can't save him on this night.
B block. I have been thinking about this since we started talking. There's only one person I could see going into the B block. He is part monster, but he is also a part of a wrestling family as well. His math kind of sucks, but I would love to see Braun Breaker in the B block for the G1. Drilla would have to
You know what's
catch
funny?
the worst spear of his life to hit that Drilla killer. Zach,
You know
what's
I know
up?
what's funny? Before I thought of Samoa Joe, I actually wrote Braun Breaker.
Ooh.
for this block particularly.
Dude, I can just see Braun Breaker just demolishing in the B block. Like I know who's catching the worst
The
scare
way
of
he would
life.
gore people would be scary.
Like his mobility is
It'd be
crazy.
scary how he would gore Phantasmal.
Oh god, dude, he would tear him in half. Like if Zach does that midair catch a submission, there we go. If Zach does that midair catch a submission like he did against Yota Tsuji in the G1 finals last year, Zach's getting cut in half.
Zach would have to time him perfect.
So one last time, for fantasy booking, we would add Samoa and Joseph in the A block,
B block.
and in the B block, no, A block you said Brody King, B block you said Samoa Joe, TNA Samoa Joe to be more exact. And on my end, I said for A block it would be Jacob Fatu, and for B block it would be Braun Breaker. So
Great
these are all
picks.
great picks for
Solid
fantasy
picks.
booking. Um, Now the only thing left to do after all this talk, after all this fantasy booking, is the talk about finals. In life, there are winners and there are losers. There are two blocks. There's going to have to be two superstars, and there's going to have to be one winner. So for A block, I think I've already said it. I believe Hiroshi Tanahashi to make finals.
Um, this is where we're going to be different. At the end of everything, once the dust settles in A block, I actually have Yota Tsuji winning A
Mm.
block. He's going to have to beat David Finlay to do it.
And he's done it before.
I think he's just that. It's about just about his time.
All right, next. Oh wait, and yeah, I said Tanahashi. You said Yota Tsuji. Next is the B block, and as much fun as I've been having, um, I still got to stand on who I believe will be the winner. I've got to go with Konosuke Takeshita.
Hard agree. Very much agreed. Takesha's just on so much fire right now. So much momentum is on him right now. Good luck to everybody in B block whenever you face Konosuke. Get ruined,
Like,
boys.
get that knee, get that Falcon Arrow, get that stiff forearm. Just Takeshita really is the alpha. But
He's been proving it.
before we go, Al, I want to say thank you for joining me here on Talk for Glory. Um, Guys, you guys already know. Pretty sure I jumped it, but we were supposed to do it at the fantasy booking spot. But for you guys that are enjoying this listen by Talk for Glory, you guys already know what to do when it comes to Talk for Glory. That is to follow the socials. Make sure you guys, follow Young Smoove at Young Smoove TFG on his Twitter, Enigma underscore before underscore on my Twitter, Enigma period before on my Instagram, Enigma underscore before underscore on my Twitch, Smoove A1 on his Twitch. We're gonna add the Xbox stuff, but add me on Xbox if you guys love gaming at Enigma before. Remember, guys, add Smoove at Smoove A1. That's his Xbox gamer tag. And then remember, guys, that's weird. That just stopped. Yeah, that was
There we
weird.
go.
There we go. And then remember, guys, Talk for Glory isn't just on YouTube. It's also on Spotify. It's also on Apple Podcasts. Wherever there's a podcast, wherever there's wrestling, there is Talk for Glory. So remember, guys, to follow Talk for Glory everywhere. Now, Al, this is your first time here on Talk for Glory. First off, I hope you enjoyed. I personally enjoyed you being here, man. Um, where can any wrestling fans that want to join you on your opinions, whether it be on New Japan, whether it be on Stardom, whether it be on AEW, WWE, maybe even Maple Leaf Pro, where can they find you?
So they can find me at Pro Wrestling Al on Instagram. Um, so right now I've only just got Instagram set up. Will I make a Twitter? We'll see. But right now, I'm just like testing the waters with IG. So Pro Wrestling Al or PWF_Al is how you can find me. Um, if you want to talk AEW, Marigold, New Japan, Stardom, WWE, that's how you can find me.
Okay. So, guys, I hope you guys are looking forward to the G1 because it's tomorrow night. Whatever happens in the G1, come back to predictions. Let us know whether we were right, whether we were wrong. Let us know your predictions. Comment down below, guys. But most importantly, guys, I hope you guys do the key important message of Talk for Glory, and that is to stay safe, have a great day and or night because time zones are fucking weird. But most importantly, and remember, guys, it's not that deep, but make sure you guys enjoy wrestling.